Hello, Happy New Year. This is Veena, your storyteller. Today I'm going to read aloud a story from Sudha Murthy's Grandparents' Bag of Stories. And the name of the story is The Case of the Mystery Pot. I hope you're all doing fine and taking care of yourselves, dear children. Well, here we go. The Case of the Mystery Pot. One morning, Aji was making pulao. Wow, that makes me feel hungry, which was almost everyone's favorite. After some time, Aji came out of the kitchen and said, I'm going with Kamlu to check on the cows. We will also feed them while we are there. Kids, I have finished cooking, but don't open the pressure cooker just yet. Let it settle and cool on its own. We will have lunch as soon as I'm back. The children nodded as they were busy completing their homework. Aji left and a few minutes passed. Why is vegetable rice called pulao? Asked Raghu suddenly, a tad thoughtful. Pulao originated from Uzbekistan, answered Aja. Originally leftover vegetables along with rice and some masala were cooked over slow fire in an earthen pot. This was usually done for soldiers as the food was nutritious and minimal oil was needed. They also used a sort of plate made of wheat flour to cover the pot. Later, the recipe was modified, and today, pulao is cooked all over India with different ingredients. Tell me, have any of you read about any other food that has become internationally famous? Minestrone soup, said Raghu. One day, I went out with Dad and Mom to an Italian restaurant. They ordered minestrone soup, which I found difficult to pronounce at first. After I came home and Googled it, I found out that leftover rice was cooked with some herbal vegetables and made into a soup. Farmers could drink this in the morning and go to work since it was light and nutritious. From there to now, it is known the world over, with each country customizing it their own way and making it their own. Very good, Raghu. Aja beamed. That's when Aja noticed that Aditi and Minu were missing. Aja stood up slowly and carefully so as not to disturb the other three children. He was going to go look for the two girls. Meanwhile, Aditi and Minu were feeling ravenous and couldn't resist following the aroma of the pulao, which led them to the kitchen. Aditi whispered, Aji has instructed us not to open the lid. Don't be scared, Aditi. We will only open it a little. Now, God only knows what will happen. Is it a good thing to do? When Minu opened the lid, there was a loud boom. They tried to run out of the kitchen in such a hurry that they both slipped. Aja heard the noise and rushed in to find Minu and Aditi on the floor and the cooker whistling away. He understood what had happened. He found the nozzle of the pressure cooker and put it back on the cooker. Well, this is actually very dangerous. Children never do it when your parents are not at home. And if they tell you something, you don't do that. When they say don't do that, never do it. Even if your grandparents say that this is not safe, don't do it. Or they just give you instructions. You have to follow it, okay? Because this is quite dangerous actually. Touch wood, it's not happened to me till now, but there are many cases which has actually happened in the kitchen. Then he reached out both hands and pulled up Minu and Aditi. We just wanted to open it a little, Aja, whimpered Aditi. We are fine. Nothing has happened to us. So that's how both the girls fell down. And can you see? Boom! Goes up the nozzle. So, Aja smiled. Curiosity kills the cat. Let me tell you something. So, related to that, Aji says, narrates a story, okay? And now here's the story. A long, long time ago, there lived a wise king. One day, he went hunting all alone. And when he was on his way back, it began raining. So the king found a dry spot in the veranda of a nearby hut, which belonged to a poor old woodcutter and his wife. As the king waited outside, he heard the couple speaking to each other. The wife said, "The hut is so old that it is falling apart, and we have no food to eat. We are shivering too. There is no point trying to find work. Who will give us a job? Think of our king. He gets clean and warm clothes and good food every day. I wish we had them." "Don't worry, at least we are together," said the woodcutter, trying to console his wife. "We will do the best we can." The king couldn't resist himself anymore and knocked on the door. Knock, knock. When the couple opened the door, he said, "I heard your conversation. I will ensure that you get warm clothes and good food. But will you accompany me back to the palace?" The couple was pleasantly surprised. "Yes, of course," said the wife. "There is one condition," said the king. "You must obey me. The day you don't so, you'll be back here." "Your Majesty, if we get good food, warm clothing, and a place to stay, we will never question you," said the wife vehemently. The woodcutter also nodded in agreement. "In that case, look your home and follow me. The rain has stopped and we will leave now," instructed the king. The wife locked the house and tucked the key away safely. The couple then followed the king. After walking for what seemed like a long time, they reached the palace. The king ordered one of his trusted servants to take care of them. "This man and his wife are my personal guests. Look after them very well." Saying this, the king left, and the couple was left alone with the servant. The servant took them to a nice room that had warm food on the table and water heater. There were even silk robes in the bathroom. The couple took a warm bath and pulled on the robes. They were about to sit down to dinner when the king walked in. "How do you like your room? Is it warm enough?" he asked. "Sir, we could not have dreamed of such a hospitable stay," said the old woodcutter. "It is beyond our imagination. Of course, you are my subjects. You can eat whatever you want and whatever you wish, but there is a small pot in your room with a lid on it. You must never open it. The day you open it, you will have to go back to your hut," said the king firmly. "Why will we need to open it when you have given us so much comfort?" said the wife with a grateful smile. The king chatted with them for a few more minutes and left. At first, the couple were ecstatic at the opportunity to experience the palace and all that it had to offer: the royal gardens, the massive kitchen, sweet fruits, and exquisite flowers. After a few weeks, the wife glanced at the pot and said out aloud, "I wonder what is inside." "My dear wife, how does it matter as long as we have enough?" After a few days with nothing else to do, the wife said again, "I am really curious to know what is inside the pot." Her husband refused to open it, but she didn't give up. She kept pestering her husband, who said harshly, "I've given my word to the king." The wife became unhappier as the days went by. She ate less, she talked less, she thought about the pot all the time. Then she began fighting with her husband to open the lid of the pot. Meanwhile, the king continued to visit them, but noticed that they were no longer happy. One day, while talking to the servant, the woodcutter's wife heard that the king had gone hunting to the forest and was expected to come back only after a week. She went to her husband and said, "Dear, come, let's open the pot just a little bit. We will peep inside and close it quickly. No one will ever know." "But we will know. What is the point of all this, dear? Why should we disobey the king? He has been kind to us and we have no reason to betray his trust." The wife was adamant. "No, I must know." Finally, the woodcutter gave in and lifted the lid of the pot. What happened? Let's find out. Smoke came out all of a sudden, and the woodcutter dropped the lid with a loud clatter. Within seconds, the servant came inside and knew what had happened. Minutes later, the king also joined them. See, this is what happened. Smoke came out. Can you see the picture? Yeah. It seemed that news about him having gone hunting had been false. The king said, "You did not obey me? An idle person has nothing to do," which raises their curiosity about matters that are of no concern to them. He looked at the wife. "You have the key to your hut. I will give you some food and fruits to last you for some time. Go back to your home and try to find work. It will keep you both healthy and happy." This is how curiosity destroyed their comfortable and luxurious life. Minu asked, "So we shouldn't be curious at all and always listen to others?" "No, I didn't say that. Curiosity in the right direction leads to innovation and entrepreneurship. But if it is in the wrong direction, it has the potential to hurt other people and you. It also means that you must not intrude on someone's privacy." Minu and Aditi looked at each other and felt ashamed. So curiosity kills the cat. So when someone says, "Don't do this," someone says, "Don't look that, don't open," don't do it. Be grateful for what you have got. So that is what the wife learned a lesson, isn't it? So I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. See you soon with another story. Bye, and do take care of yourselves.